Hi! I don't know. Alright, so today I wanted to share this granola recipe that I became a fan of a couple years ago. I had a client who was obsessed with GOOP. I'm not clowning or anything, I just, I always find it cute when celebrities try and do like little culinary things. Anywho, but yeah, GOOP. I don't know if you don't know what GOOP is. It is a lifestyle brand, magazine, yada yada, that is ran by Gwyneth Paltrow. Anyhow, my client wanted me to make this recipe for them, and I like to always add in my own flair if I'm using somebody else's recipe. So this recipe that I'm sharing with you specifically is inspired by GOOP, but is not the exact recipe. I will attach the recipe with this video, but I'm just going to freestyle how I make it. And yeah, so let's get to it. All right, granola. One of my favorite breakfasts. I'm not really a sweet breakfast person. I'm more savory, but I love parfaits because I also don't like a heavy breakfast. So a parfait is perfect. Just some granola, some yogurt, some fresh fruit. I'm good to go. So this is definitely, I'm gonna keep a little bit for myself. So hence why I'm making a big batch. I have a catering event on Sunday, a 50th birthday brunch. It will be 12 people. So the original recipe calls for 4.5 cups of granola is what you will get. I think I'm most likely going to get like 8.5 cups. But yeah. Anyhow, well, let's just get right to it. I got a big bowl. You can have a big bowl or a big sheet pan. My sheet pans got lost while I was moving, and honestly they were done with. So I'm just going to be using these baking pans to cook my granola. I already got my oven on at 250 because you're going to cook this low and slow. Nuts, granolas, grains cook super fast. So this is going to take its sweet time. And yeah, so let's just get to it, which I think I already said that, but anyways, let's get to it again. So, of course, granola, you gotta have your oats. I just have some Quaker oats, old-fashioned. Nobody in the group is gluten-free. No offense. But it's just regular old-fashioned oats. And this is, like I said, I'm gonna put the recipe of the measurements, but I'll just also read off what I have and how much it is. So got some oats here. This is 1 pound and 2 ounces. So just gonna drop all of that in there. And then I have organic coconut. I got my ingredients at Berkeley Bowl this morning because they have a good bulk section of nuts and like small grains that you would need, and it's more affordable. So I just ordered it from there. We got 1 large pint of organic shredded coconut. And this is not sweetened because I'm going to sweeten the granola myself. So all of that. Okay, and then what else? Gotta have some flax seeds. So I'm gonna use whole flax seeds. I can open this. And I am going to use, I'm going to use 1 cup of whole flax seeds. So, flax seeds. Okay. And then I have some puffed millet. And with this, there it is. So I have one. So we're gonna do one. 1 cup of puffed millet. And then this empty bag right here, I have a pound of quinoa flakes. And oh, you double wrap it. So cute. And then for the quinoa flakes, I'm going to do 1 cup quinoa flakes. So 1 cup. Okay. And then, so here's also what's a little different. The recipe calls for cinnamon, but I'm going to add in other spices because you know me and my spices. So what I am going to do is I am going to take 1 tablespoon measuring cup and also 1 teaspoon. So I have this orange zest from Oaktown Spice Shop, and it's great for like baking and things like this. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of orange zest from Oaktown Spice Shop. And then this is my favorite cinnamon. I use the cinnamon to make cinnamon rolls. I love cinnamon, and this is definitely one of my all-time faves. Saigon, I don't know how to say it, my bad. Saigon cinnamon. And to the people, I'm sorry, don't cuss me out. I'm trying. But yes, so this cinnamon is so amazing. So we're going to use, because I like cinnamon, 2 teaspoons. And also because this is a big batch of granola. I don't know why I got the tablespoon out. I don't need a tablespoon. That's a lot. All right, and then I have some allspice. And with the allspice, I'm just gonna do half a teaspoon. And then for the last spice, nutmeg. That doesn't really work. Nutmeg, I will also do half a teaspoon. All right. Oh. Gotta have salt. I hate this salt. They didn't have my kosher salt. They were out of it. I hate Morton's. And this baleen is just not really, yeah, but anywho's, that's beyond the point. The point I'm trying to make is basically add a teaspoon of salt. What else? Oh, nuts. Need your nuts. So, for the nuts, nuts are expensive as heck, so I just stuck to 2 different type of nuts that I'm going to use in this recipe. So I'm going to do walnuts, and I'm going to use all of this, but I'm going to rough chop it because those are 2 big pieces. And then I got some pecans, and this is a pound of pecans, and I'm going to use all of this and also roughly chop it because these pieces are way too big, and if your kids also want to eat some granola, it's much easier if there's little itty bitty pieces. Before I start chopping up my nuts, I am going to melt some coconut oil with some light brown sugar because I don't have coconut sugar and the recipe calls for that. I also have regular sugar, but I like the caramelization that brown sugar gives you, so I'm gonna use brown sugar, light brown sugar. And then you gotta have some vanilla. And then I have this pomegranate syrup. I love pomegranates. I have about like a cup of pomegranate syrup. I'm gonna also use this too, actually. Bring my North African flair into it. All right, so you just want to get a small bowl, super low heat because coconut oil is a high heat oil, so it will burn fast. So you're just melting it so you can mix your granola. So you don't need it to be on high heat, just low, because I'm also going to melt it with the sugar and the molasses and the vanilla extract. I'm cheating a little bit because I have the recipe. I haven't made it in a couple of years. So yeah. Anywho, so sugar. I think I am going to do. I'm going to do 1 cup of sugar because the molasses obviously is also sweet too. So. All right, light brown sugar. Like I said, I want to do a cup, start with a cup. And then before I put my granola in the oven, I'm just going to taste it, see if I need any more sugar. But for now, we're going to start off with 1 cup of brown sugar. Okay, and then what's next? Coconut oil. And then I'm going to do a 1 cup of some organic coconut oil. So, I need to use a knife. So 1 whole cup of coconut oil. Okay, and then some vanilla extract. I'm going to do a 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And then so it doesn't burn, some water. So I have about like half a cup of water to 1 cup of sugar and coconut oil. And then what's next? And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of this pomegranate syrup. Okay, and nothing exciting, but just so you can see what I'm working with. So we're going to stir that, have it on low heat. While this is going, I'm going to chop up my nuts. Because we don't want them too big. We don't want to make anybody choke. So just rough chop into smaller pieces. Right, I have show you chopped up all of my nuts. I'm gonna mix this now. So I'm gonna mix this first, and then I'm gonna add the oil and sugar. All the sugar. Then mix, mix, mix. You don't want it wet, but you want to at least see the moisture. So you want the granola to all be coated. But like I said, it shouldn't be wet, just nicely coated. Oh yeah. So I say coated, I mean like you could see it sticking to the spatula, but it's also not wet. Okay? So I'm actually now gonna go on my hand so that I could get the oil all spread out. So you want it to be sticky. Or else it's not being coated right. I'm going to take a little I'm gonna add all of this. Okay. Okay. All right. So got this bad girl done. Now what I'm going to do is, if you're going to make granola, have a sheet pan. Because one, laying it all flat on one pan, it makes it cook evenly. But because I'm using shallow baking pans, I'm going to use two. And then what's going to happen is, this is going to go in the oven for 45 minutes. Every 15-20 minutes, whether if it's on a sheet pan or in these, you want to toss them. But because these are going in more of a shallow baking pan, I'm going to toss them every 10 minutes so that it all cooks evenly. So when I have an event and I'm prepping food, a lot of my friends will ask me like, what do you do with the food afterwards? You know what? Hold on for a second. I have so many baking pans, so to make this go at the time it needs to, we're just going to use another pan. So 250 for 45 minutes. Check every 15-20 minutes and toss. Okay, and then but yeah, my friends will ask me like, oh, when you do a event, and if you have food left over, like what do you do with the food? Well, sometimes I'll keep it for myself and eat it. Other times, because as a chef, when you spent the whole weekend cooking something, a certain dish, you're also already eating it because you're tasting while you're cooking. So sometimes it's the last thing that I want. So I'll either just give it to friends. This granola, I'm going to save this batch for my clients on Monday because they love granola for breakfast. So I'll usually do it like that so there's no food waste. But yeah.